Remy Cordova, a 17-year-old boy from Colorado, is accused of shooting dead Pamela Cabrales in February 2021 when he was only 14 years of age. He's appeared in court as of Friday, and a judge has ordered that he will be tried as an adult. I very much applaud that. We're told that if the alleged shooter was tried as a juvenile, he would face a maximum of 7 years in prison. However, now that he's going to be tried as an adult, he faces up to 40 years in prison, which I feel is a lot more balanced for taking the life of an innocent person, Pamela Cabrales, should he be found guilty of doing so. I also applaud the authorities for setting his bail at $5 million, a very unachievable amount, meaning that he's almost certainly going to remain in jail until the trial. So again, I applaud that. Well done, Colorado. In February 2021, Pamela Cabrales, 32 years of age, was driving home from dinner with a friend when her car stopped at a red light in downtown Denver. The car potentially touched the back of the vehicle in front. Remy Cordova, the then 14-year-old, was the passenger in the vehicle in front, alongside his friend, Neshan Johnson, who I believe was 15 years old at the time. I may have that wrong. Neshan was certainly driving the vehicle, and they were both known gang members. The then 14-year-old Remy Cordova said to his buddy, "Can I bust on them?" Meaning, "Hey fellow gang member, the car behind might have touched our vehicle ever so slightly. Can I get out of the car and shoot them?" And the elder gang member said, "Do what you gotta do," effectively sanctioning such a murder. So lo and behold, the then 14-year-old Remy Cordova got out of the car, taking an AR-15 rifle with him. He walked back to Pamela Cabrales' car and shot her in the head 20 times. Shot her in the head 20 times. Now this part I can't understand, and I'm not sure if this is something to be thankful for, but Pamela survived. She was taken to hospital, but she did tragically die 5 days later. So forgive me, I'm just shocked that she didn't die instantly. The article that I've read through says that she was shot in the head 20 times. So I don't know if there's an error there. Doesn't quite add up to me, but regardless, she was shot, she was taken to hospital. Tragically, Pamela Cabrales died 5 days later, leaving behind her 6-year-old son, as well as her other family, who are naturally completely devastated by the senseless murder, which they believe was just a gang initiation to the two boys in the car. It's all just a game to them. So we're told that earlier in the year, the elder gang member that was driving the vehicle, Neshan Johnson, who I believe was 15 at the time, but again, perhaps that's an error in the article that I've read through. But regardless of his age, he's been sentenced to 35 years in prison. And now Remy Cordova, 14 years of age at the time of the shooting, when he allegedly shot Pamela Cabrales in the head with an AR-15 rifle. Within the article that I've read, it says 20 times. Doesn't quite seem feasible to me. However, that's what the article says. Given that it's now been ruled that he will be trialed as an adult, he now faces up to 40 years in jail. I hope he gets exactly that, the maximum possible sentence, 40 years in prison. He deserves more. He took a life, in my opinion, which I'm sure many of you will disagree with, in my opinion, regardless of his age, he deserves to have his life taken away from him, but seemingly that's not going to be the case. He'll get a maximum of 40 years in prison. Perhaps he'll be out of jail in his early to mid 50s. Perhaps he won't be. Perhaps he won't survive the prison sentence. Do I feel that a 14-year-old should be given leeway in regards to sentencing for such a heinous crime? Personally, as a layman, as someone who hasn't given this an extensive amount of thought, my knee-jerk reaction is no, fuck that, CUNT. A 14-year-old that is willing to shoot and kill another human being is a psychopath, has seriously transgressed the morals and laws of society. They deserve nothing. Seemingly, allegedly, he chose to be in a gang. He chose to have access to an AR-15 rifle. He chose to ask his fellow gang member whether it's okay to go and commit a murder. He was given the go-ahead, so that's what he did. He chose to do that. At the age of 14, any sane child has an understanding of life and death. They have an understanding of repercussions, of consequences. He knew what he was doing. Sure, his brain hadn't fully matured at that age. So be it. So what? Going around shooting people is not a normal thing to do for any person really at any age. And at that age, he knew better, so he does not deserve to get any kind of leeway, in my opinion. So I'm glad that the judge has ordered that he will be tried as an adult, and with that he's facing up to 40 years in prison. I hope he gets the maximum sentence. That's pretty much all the information that we have at this point, or certainly that I have from the article that I've gone through. So I'm going to wrap things up. I do need to say full condolences to the friends and family of Pamela Cabrales. I'm sure they're happy that the scumbag in question, the shooter, the alleged shooter rather, Remy Cordova, now 17 years of age, but at the time of the shooting was only 14. I'm sure that they're happy too that he is to be facing a trial as an adult and facing an appropriately high prison sentence should he be found guilty. So I'm sure the family are happy with that. With that, I'm pleased. But I guess that's all I want to say about this article, so I'm going to wrap things up. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. If you're in a position to consider joining my memberships, please do. Thank you for those that have. Really appreciate that. If you'd like me to cover any particular topic, either a recent case or an historic case, please let me know. If you know of an article to refer me to, type the headline in the comment section. I'll definitely check it out and we'll do my best to cover it in the same kind of style. So pretty brief by all accounts. That is my style. Not overly researched. I go through the one article generally speaking. So, you know, not necessarily the most detailed of coverage. But either way, I'm going to thank you for your time and take care.